everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Play. So, have a whole bunch of stuff in my inventory, which is nice. So I'm done with that room. I'm gonna go back down here for a second. So I was starting to talk a little bit about the Sonic series. Like I said before, I'd only played pretty much the Sonic games on the Genesis. Plus, I also played Sonic 3D Blast as well. Hello, Hunter. Yes, area was too good to be true, no? I played a little bit of Sonic 3D Blast, but in true Bohan form, you can say I couldn't play that game for very long because much like first-person games that are 3D like that weren't the most comfortable for me to play. I don't know why. It's just something about the perspective. So, here, I know I said in one of my previous videos that the weapon of choice for me for dealing with the hunters was the grenade launcher. I still stand by that, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised by the assault shotgun. And for me, I'm slowly but surely learning that the trick is to kind of not let the hunters get enough time to recover. So here, I'm actually somewhat surprised that there's no hunters here, although in the director's cut, a hunter almost always kind of springs out of this little hallway that leads to the tiger statue room. So it's one of those things that's like a real big shocker. So pretty much besides... Oh, I forgot about Sonic Spinball too. Sonic Spinball was awesome. Sonic Spinball, oh my gosh, it was a short game though, but that I spent many days on that. So this is the MO disc, by the way. That's the first of... There's a total of 3 that you can collect. They're not essential to beat the game, but they help you determine, without going into too many detail, they help you to determine which ending you're gonna get. So I would recommend going for the MO discs. So that's the first one. It's the only one in the mansion, and the other 2 will come in later locations. So I spent many a day playing Sonic Spinball, and as a matter of fact, Sonic Spinball, I also had Sonic CD too. I had the Sega CD, which is a complete waste of money, by the way, but the only kind of good game was Sonic CD, but I could never get into it. I couldn't really understand because there was like time travel in it. So I tried it, but I was just, I don't know, I really just was, I guess, thrown off by it. So I never got a chance to get into it. That's definitely a game that I kind of have sort of on my bucket list to figure out, at the very least. So pretty much besides those Sonic games, I really hadn't played anything else, except for, like I said before, a tiny bit of Sonic Adventure, the first one, which was a fun game, but I played it much later than when it came out. Like I said, I never had a Dreamcast. My cousin was the person who had a Dreamcast, so I kind of look on with envy a little bit, kind of see what he had. I kind of watched him play Code Veronica, and of course I was very annoyed with the fact that Code Veronica only came out on the Dreamcast at that point. Of course, later on it came out for the PlayStation 2, and by that time I had already had a PlayStation 2, which worked out for me in the end. So I liked Sonic Adventure quite a bit. I didn't beat it, but I got a significant way through. And the funny thing is I was talking about Video Games Live before, when they were doing the Sonic medley. The Sonic medley was just nothing but Sonic 1 songs, but they were showing footage from various Sonic games, from the very first Sonic game, the original Sonic the Hedgehog, all the way to the 2006 Sonic. I think they had a game. I don't know if they had a game beyond that. Like I said, I don't really follow. I didn't say this, but I really don't follow the Sonic games beyond Sonic Adventure, really. So they were showing kind of a montage of all or most of the Sonic games, and I remember of course a lot. You can tell the older audience, like in their late 20s, early 30s, versus the the kids, the younger audience, because you can tell who was cheering for the Genesis Sonic games. Like that was me. I was in that category. And then when Sonic Adventure came on, the title screen for it came on, you just hear all the kids and teenagers, I guess, really. Oh, well, that was a waste of ammo, by the way. That's a Crimson Head. That was a zombie that I killed, and now he's definitely active because the auto aim aim Jill right at him. Okay, so I'm gonna go up here because there's a door back here that requires the helmet key. Obviously, I wasn't able to go through it before, but now that I have the helmet key, we're gonna see what's going on back here. Okay, so there was quite a significant amount of cheering. You could tell there were some Sonic games that nobody really cheered for, like the less popular ones, like Sonic was it Rivals or Sonic Racing, whatever, something like that. But not very many people really were cheering for those too much, but which is a shame, I guess, if you want to think about it that way. Okay, so I have there's another herb there. I obviously don't have space for it right now, but maybe that'll change. So we'll see. All right. Oh, hello. So yeah, this is kind of part 2 of this battle here with the snake. Don't really know why they call him Yawn though, him or her. So this is kind of basically an area you can just kind of run around this big bookshelf. So it's not as of course I was gonna say it's not as bad. So of course I say that as I get bitten. And I love how now, when you fight him at first, that first part where you see Richard, he can poison you, but then I love how now he doesn't poison you, he just causes normal damage. Speaking of which, it was so funny, I was reading a post on a forum for Resident Evil, for this game in particular, and this poor person, who obviously it was their first time playing, posts a question that says, so I was fighting the snake and I got bitten by him, I got poisoned, and I wasn't sure how to heal myself because no matter how many blue herbs I would use, I would still remain poisoned. Poor person. So right there you can tell that's the first time the person played, because they didn't know to get the serum. And so people were answering him. Of course they were laughing. I mean, they felt bad for him. I felt bad for the guy too. He actually went through the whole game poisoned from the snake. Isn't that something? That's just, like, I'm sorry to laugh, but like, that's crazy to me. Alright, so now we have the wolf medal, which is good. That's gonna come into play later. So anyway, this poor guy is sitting there with poison the whole game, and if I understand well, you guys can feel free to correct me. At least in Resident Evil 2, I'll say that I had experience where I was poisoned one time, and it was a regular poison, a poison that could be healed by a blue herb, but the problem was I didn't have a blue herb handy, and it was towards the end of the game, and I got poisoned by an enemy, and there were no blue herbs around, like I said, and I was afraid that I was going to eventually die, like I was just going to die out from the poisoning, but apparently that didn't happen. Yeah, your health, what happens is, when you're poisoned, your health does deteriorate eventually. So like, let's say you're on caution status, you eventually go to danger status, which is where you're just kind of limping around. So that's what happened to me, and I thought sooner or later I was just going to go ahead and just die, and it didn't happen. So I think it just in my understanding is, at least in that game, it just puts you in danger, but that's it. But if you don't cure the poison status, it'll just keep doing that until you do. So I'm looking at the map here, and that sort of squarish area was where I just was. That was where I fought the snake. So I need to be in the area outside of it. And as you saw earlier, the door, there was no way to go through the door. So there's actually, it turns out there's an elevator that I can use to get back to that area, because that's where I'm going to find the battery that I need for the courtyard. So, just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and just not go crazy with this guy. I'm gonna just kill him with it. There. I think that's it. He's dead. That was actually rather anticlimactic. But at least the area is safe, which is good. So this poor guy. I mean, I guess what it is that because I've been playing this game series for so many years, it just actually really amazes me what people's first experience is like playing this game. The things that they think they should do, the things they wind up doing. It's pretty fascinating to me. And that's part of the reason why I actually like when people play Resident Evil, any Resident Evil game, especially the classic ones, for the first time. It's always really fascinating to watch them. Not out of a judgmental sense, not out of, oh, I know better than you, but just out of, wow. Because just out of kind of a fresh perspective stance, in the sense that, oh, I didn't think of it that way. I didn't think of this event or this puzzle in this way. So that's always fascinating to me. I always like to kind of look at a game or look at many things in general with a fresh perspective. It's always pretty interesting. It's always pretty interesting. And speaking of that, like, that's why I never understood the concept of a backseat gamer. I mentioned this a lot, and I feel like it should be discussed more as websites like Twitch get more popular. This whole concept of backseat gaming, and if you don't know what backseat gaming is essentially where somebody is telling the person who's actually playing the game what to do and how to do it. Where do you need to go? How do you solve this puzzle? How do you fight an enemy? You name it. How to play the game, basically. And this is my stance on it. People might disagree with me, and that's fine. But my kind of position on it is, look, I get that there will be times that I might get so frustrated with a game, I have no idea what to do with the game, I'm just kind of drawing a blank, I don't know where to go, that I would ask for help. But when I'm not asking for help, don't give it to me. Like, don't. Oh my gosh. There was one time where I was actually playing the director's cut, so you can imagine, and it was on my Twitch channel, so it was live. I can see people commenting as I'm playing. So I'm playing the game, and I've played the game several dozen times, so I kind of know what I'm doing, you know, like I know where to go at that particular point. At least I would think so. So I'm playing, and I think I'm more than halfway through at that point, something like this. So this person comes into my channel and doesn't even say hi or anything like that. Of course, by this time in my career as a streamer, I'm pretty confident in my ability to tell who is a legitimate viewer versus who is someone who is just trying to look for trouble, basically a troll. So this person comes in, I've never seen them before in my channel as far as I can tell, and the first thing they say is, oh, pick up the Magnum, oh, do this, oh, do that. So I'm a very nice person. I am. At first I think, okay, maybe this person does not understand. So let me just, even though I have a rule that very explicitly states, please don't backseat game. Please don't tell me what to do unless I ask for help, and I do. Which, by the way, I don't understand. I never go into a channel and start talking without looking at the rules. That might sound weird, but I look at the rules every time I go into someone's channel. I always look, because there might be something that somebody allows, and then there might be something that somebody else doesn't allow. I don't like to assume anything. So some people might not mind backseat gaming, for example. I do. So this person, you know, kind of says a couple things literally as I'm playing, and so I say, okay, wait, hold up. Okay, just for the record, please don't backseat game. I've played this game several times. I'm pretty comfortable with it. Please don't do that. Okay? So then I'm thinking, okay, well, the person didn't understand that they shouldn't do that. I don't like that. So I thought that was clear. So I don't know if the person had my channel muted, or they were just being a jerk about it, but they just kept right on without even skipping a beat, just kept right on backseat gaming. As I'm doing an action, they're telling me what to do next. So I said, I think I said again, I said, okay, one more time, and then I will ban you. Do not backseat game. Stop. So at this point, I'm very annoyed. At this point. And then, of course, did they stop? Of course not. So then I said, you know what? I'm done. So I banned the person. I figured 2 warnings, plus the fact that that is in my list of rules anyway. I think that's pretty I don't know how else to... I don't know how that's not straightforward. Then I have people that are trying to be helpful, and I respect that. But here's the thing. I'm not doing surgery. I'm not doing something complicated. I'm not doing something serious. It's a game. I'm supposed to get lost. I'm supposed to not know what to do the first time around. I'm supposed to make stupid mistakes while I'm gaming. It's a video game. That's what you're supposed to do. Is it not? Like, I spent the last 20-something years of my life thinking that that's how you game, and then it was just like, when I had many moments in my Twitch channel where I was just like, where I was starting to question that. I'm like, do I have an incorrect perspective on gaming? And the answer is no. The answer is of course not. It's just that some people try to ruin things for people. But I've learned that that's, you know, that's just some people's MO, and that's what it is. Just ignore them and move on. So this room is one of the unique rooms to the remake. Okay, let me put it this way. This room does exist in the original game, but it's very different. As a matter of fact, this is the room where you're supposed to fight, where you fight the snake in the original game. It's a very simple room. It has a little piano in it. It has a little fireplace. It's kind of a square, rectangular-ish room. But this is, of course, very different. So you see here, basically, these walls slide, as you can see. And the idea is that I'm supposed to get this stone column here onto a spot on the floor. So going back to the whole backseat gaming thing, some people tried to make it seem like it was difficult for them not to backseat game, which is a concept I really don't understand. Because there have been many times where I have watched people play, for example, Resident Evil 2. Their very first time playing the game. So, I mean, I've played the game several hundred times, without exaggeration. It's my favorite game, so I play it a lot. I do. So I'm pretty familiar with the game, obviously. But even so, I really don't find it impossible to avoid the temptation of backseat gaming for them. I can actually sit and enjoy the ride, so to speak. So that's why I don't understand why people made it seem like it was kind of this thing that they just couldn't resist. So now we're slowly but surely venturing our way into the basement. The Last Book, Volume 1. Alright, let's take a look at it really quick. Alright. Could you imagine somebody wanting to read whatever story's in that book, and then they get up to that page with the holes in the paper, so you can't really read the story? I can't get out. I've tried every possible way to escape. Oh, this is 1967, folks. Just keep that in mind. I've been everywhere. The laboratory with the large glass tubes filled with formaldehyde on those dark, wet, and eerie caves. What can I do? First, I didn't want to believe my eyes, but that familiar high-heeled shoe in the corridor. Because apparently she's the only one that could wear high heels, right? No, I can't give up hope. I have to hope they're alive. By the way, no accent. This guy strikes me as having a British accent, because everybody in Resident Evil has a British accent except the main characters. I don't know. Like Spencer has a British accent, doesn't he? Spencer? Oswald Spencer? In Resident Evil 5? Ah, something like that. Who knows? So I'm gonna say this dude's British. A grave, but deeply engraved into the stone was my name, George Trevor. I think I spoiled that. Sorry, guys. This is George Trevor's diary. Jessica, Lisa, forgive me. You are tearing me apart, Lisa. Forgive me. May God justify my death in exchange for your safety. George Trevor. Okay. So, I'll see you guys in the basement next time.